It's me back again. Right, so I thought I would share a new Q&A I got asked, and it was a really simple one. And I didn't understand the impact it would make until I had answered it. And that's why I want to share it here, because I think we're told this, but it doesn't always resonate. So I'm a business coach, just in case you were wondering, and I leverage the background that I've had help as a program manager, project manager, literally helping many, many businesses get successful and profitable, either by designing new products or services or launching something or putting new software in or outsourcing or insourcing. So I've had a lot of experience building and helping businesses develop different parts of them, which makes me a bit unique in the business coaching world, I've come to realize. And so she asked me this question because I do teach strategy and I do teach how to execute the different ideas and concepts that we as business owners on an online space need. She asked me this after we'd met, what did I think would be the key activity that she could undertake in the next 90 days? Because I always think as a business, you must have a 90-day business plan. You must know ahead of time what you're working on to get the outcome you want, right? What did I think she could do? Now, I'd gone through her business, I understood her business model, and I saw that she already knew the key things. She understood how to build her audience. So, therefore, she understood who she helped, how she helped them, and specifically who she was marketing to. So, that was a big tick. These are all my business fundamentals. She also understood what strategies worked for her and her business, because I believe that there's one for everybody. You have to pick the one that works best for you, not the cookie cutter one that one coach uses and says you must use, the one that fits you, your personality, your type of business, your performance, all of those good things. Tick, she had that. She also was familiar enough with the concept of project management and planning that she had those things. She was using the same technology that I use, so Funnel Gorgeous, all in one product, super product. So that was another tick. So everything I looked at was working, but what wasn't working is this, and this is the secret sauce. This is what will take you from no money to a lot of money in as long of a time or as short of a time as you choose to make it. The way she thought. Her thoughts were often, I would be talking to her and she would be stuck in the struggle of it all, how difficult things were, how something wasn't working, because she wasn't tracking the important things, right? She was tracking money and clients. She wasn't tracking things such as, well, how many registered for something and how visible was she being? How many podcasts was she on? How many collaborative events? How was she getting her message out there? Those events are very, very important in the first 18 to 24 months of your business. Do not think that they're not. They're wildly, wildly important. You measure those, you track those, because that's what keeps your brain functioning and I am making tangible progress. If you're just trying to figure out how much money and how many clients, but you don't have all of the strategies in place, you're going to end up in a strange place in your brain, because your brain will start lying to you, because your brain will equate the lack of income and the lack of clients as a lack of progress. That's bullshit. So most corporate businesses, when I do planning for them, we don't break even, i.e. we don't start to make money until year 1.5, 2. So 18 months was my average. Why is it that solopreneurs think we can make money immediately? I don't understand that. We can't. We've got to learn some things. So rolling back to her, I knew she had all that stuff in. So I've asked her to do two things. Time and motion study, because I don't believe her when she tells me I don't have the time. So we have to figure out, well, where is your time going? Everybody's got 24 hours in a day. I think I've done a YouTube on this. 16 hours cut out immediately, right? So if you're working full time, that's 8 hours. If you're sleeping, that's 8 hours, 16 hours. You've got 8 more hours. Can we find out what we're doing with those 8 hours? And if you were like her and like me, and this is your full-time job, then you've actually got 16 hours to play with every single day. So unlikely it's a time problem, but we have to tell our brains that. We have to see it. We have to bring awareness to that. I often talk about your lizard brain, and I put him on my amethyst rock, and I put my hand on, and this is the lizard, and this is the rock, and he sits in a cave, and his job is to keep you unconsciously programmed to keep doing what you do. So this is where that repetition of, you get up, you do the same things in the same way every single day. That becomes your routine. That's your habits. That's your behaviors. That's why changing is hard. So if you're like me and you left corporate world to build your own business, then everything changes and you suddenly have to become responsible for how you spend your time. And if your brain is telling you nothing is working, It's never going to work. I've tried this and it didn't work because you posted once or you did a YouTube once and you don't have subscribers or you don't have an audience or you're not making sales, then you're not going to get up and do the next thing. It's just the way we're programmed, and if you've got a fear of failure and a fear of success wound into all of that like I do, then it just makes everything more complicated and more complex unnecessarily, because you cannot outperform the way you think. So the secret sauce for her, and maybe for you, the secret sauce to building a sustainable, profitable, long-term business is to clean up the way you think. If you listen to anybody who's successful, it doesn't matter if they're in business and politics and sport and business, corporate, I said business, didn't I? Doesn't matter what they're doing, volunteering even, being a mum even, they think thoughts of, I'm really good at this. This is something that I find easy to do. I enjoy this. Look at all the progress I'm making. Now, I'm using those a bit flippantly, but you have to generate that type of thinking to start to really become the version of you that creates the profitable business. So that for me was where she had to go and focus. So time and motion study, I've given her this little tool that I use where she can track her time for a full 7 days, because we need to take the averages. And then I've asked her to wake up, little lizard here, and start to track her 50 most predominant thoughts, because they're unconscious. So that means we have to start doing some brain dumps and things like that. That is my quickest, fastest way to get her from where she is to get her profitable. We don't talk about that a lot, right? Most business coaches are going to tell you, go execute this, go do that, use this strategy, get on Instagram, trigger this algorithm. None of that will work if you don't first figure out, how do I think? How do I feel? What regular action am I taking? And what are my results? And I always say to everybody, if you don't like your results, your outcomes, so if you're broke, you've probably got broke thinking. If you're unfit, you've probably got thinking that doesn't lead you to get off the couch to get fit. Fix that and everything else will just fall into place. That, my friends, is my secret sauce to building a profitable online business. If you like this one, like it. If you like what I have to say, subscribe. And if you want more content like this, just drop it below and say what you want me to talk about. I have a little framework called Think. I think I might have done a video on it, maybe not. If I haven't, I can do one. That's just how I keep my brain performing, because it's very true, right? And I always like to remind myself, I cannot outperform the way I think. If I'm feeling negative, my results are always going to be negative. So you've got control, because you're the only one that can put something in your brain. If you're struggling, fix that. Don't focus on doing something else, because it won't work because you're struggling. Makes sense, right? All righty, I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everybody.